and legal practitioner. Yes, Alaji, you're welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. The High Court in Oyo State, sometimes last week, sentenced 3 accomplices of the abductors involved in the Owerri kidnapping case to life imprisonment. The judgment has reignited discussions on the fight against kidnapping, the administration of justice, and the need for stronger deterrent measures against violent crimes. Joining us, like I had earlier introduced, yes, Alaji Laisi Adetunji and Sumbo Badejoko. Now, from the legal point of view, Alaji, legal point of view, what is your assessment of the court's decision to sentence the 3 accomplices to life imprisonment?
No, thank you very much. I think the judge has done his own job as per the court rules. Terrorism Act of 2022 that now survives to the one we have in 2011 and the one amended in 2013 has specifically stated what the punishment carries. I mean, for such an offense, they are accomplice. Even if they are the one that committed the real crime inside, if they are members, and some of them are Darusu member and all the rest, there are sections that guarantee them that if you committed so, there should be punishment for so number of things. And that particular offense that they charge them with, exactly carries life imprisonment. There's nothing bad about that. After all, people thought that they should go and kill them. No. What did the law prescribe for such an offense is what the judge will judge, and that's what he followed, to give them life imprisonment, especially their own area where they found their gate.
But Alaji, the 8 that were arrested, the 8 that were said were arrested in the bush while during the rescue attack, yes, the 8, we haven't seen them. No Nigerian has seen them.
Which people?
They said they arrested 8 of them.
They will be in the custody of the DSS. Have you seen the 3 people until they brought them to court? You can't see them. They will not be showing you that these are the 8 people. They are within their DSS who taking care of them.
Okay, and taking care. Well, investigations.
Investigation will continue.
Yes, Mr. Badejoko. Well, I don't know, under the Nigerian law, how significant is the role, of an accomplice in a kidnapping offense? Can an accomplice be held as liable as the principal offenders?
You call them accomplice, and the barrister here already dealt with that. Accomplice cannot get the same measure of punishments as the real offenders, and that's why they cannot get the same. The law recommended different things. It's just like someone committing murder and someone that is conspired with the murderer. No, the conspiracy to murder is not the same thing as murder. And so you do not expect the same punishments for the murderer to be given to the conspirators. So the accomplice now, they only facilitated in one way or the other, play supportive role. And they've given them life imprisonment, which is what the law recommended for them. Now it is when they what is causing the furore is just that people are mistaking these 3 for those who actually did the kidnapping. And they are not the same. These ones were not in the forest. They were somewhere in Suleja, playing supportive role. There were others too that were not picked up in Suleja. Those ones too have not been charged. Investigation are still ongoing, and that's why they've not been arraigned before any court of law. So until the arraignment is done, then we will know what charges are they being arraigned for. Then we can now begin to imagine what the possible outcome will be, whether they get the maximum sentence or not. Look at the Ansaru members, the 2 that were sentenced recently. They too got life imprisonment. For those ones, they are known terrorists. They are not ordinary terrorists. They are commanders, high-ranking officers within the terrorist camp. So those ones getting life sentence is down. That's why the DSS that charged them to court said they are going to appeal that particular sentence because they expected a death penalty. Issue of death penalty is another kettle of fish because we have a lot of people on death row in our prisons that have not been executed. Probably because governors who are supposed to sign the warrants are not doing it. And then they are congesting the prison. And we have a lot of people too who are waiting trial, who have not even been charged at all. They are just remanded there. So you have a congested prison, all of them feeding on the government's money. And the people are serving outright jail terms. Just the last time I did some work around there, around 40% of the inmates that you have in any correctional facilities that we have, only 40% are serving actual jail term. The rest are awaiting trial. And why? Because whether a conspirator will get it's not, you don't expect them to get the same punishment. And so what has happened in court is in line with what the law says.
Yeah, so Alhaji, like I said, we called it, yes, we said accomplices.
Yeah.
We concluded that they are not likely to get the kind of, sentence that the real culprits get. Okay, what about this saying that they say, entoba jali, atentora o jauli, oli lawon mejeji.
That is Yoruba balance now.
Yes.
That's Yoruba balance. It's not the law.
So that means they should get the same.
No. You are talking in just novice. You are talking as a novice. It's like when you are saying Entogbe Bulaja, somebody who helps somebody to bring down the palm oil from the top of the house. It's just the one that made the thing too busy. It is true. If you don't have the buyer, the seller has nothing to offer or to deliver. So that is the area where Yoruba balance is coming from. That it is because those people are the ones who hated them, who made it possible for them to escape all what they have been doing. That is why Yoruba balance says that. But in terms of law, there is difference between conspiracy and those who are in the act of the incident. Okay? So,
yes, sir. What does this judgment, Mr. Babalola, what does this judgment mean for, the ongoing fight against kidnapping and insecurity in Nigeria?
It's a welcome development. At least we are now getting conviction. Before, there are foreigners. They've escaped through the borders. We could not trace them. That is what we usually hear from the law enforcement. But now we are getting arrests, prosecution, and judgments being given. So it's a welcome development. It's just that more needs to be done because it is the perpetrators that are now still being. Who are those that owns these aircraft? Who are those organizations or individuals that are responsible for sponsorship? I don't want to believe that the government is not aware. But Nigerians want to see the prosecution of these ones too. You don't have to look at the fact that maybe they are high-profile politicians or they are candidates. You don't have to look at all of that. Because when you say you are not, you don't want people to think you are playing politics with it. You are also playing politics because what you are doing too indirectly is politics. When you fail to prosecute certain people because they are politically exposed, then you are also playing politics. And these are things that Nigerians expect from the government now. They want to replace those. This is 2026. That's how many years ago. We are still fighting it 17 years after. Anything that drags long shows that there are powerful people involved, not only local, but also international. When President Trump was bragging the last time, my remark was very simple. I know the US very well. I know they don't go where they do not have interest. That what we want from them is to not provide safe havens for the sponsors. These weapons we don't manufacture in Nigeria. We don't even manufacture in Africa. These weapons that these guys are wielding, they are right there, American products, British products, French products. You have
the ransom being paid. How do they secure it? How do they get it? And, through those areas of their connection with the banks and all the rest, they can use that one to charge them. But these people, exactly, they have their three different roles they play. Especially Razaki, the first one, that one is the one that is spreading it among the other boys, like collecting news from the bush and then disseminate it to those people who will be involved. And I think Yunusa too, he is involved in training and all the rest. And the collection of the ransom too, they got them when they were going to exchange their money and then sharing among themselves, the ransom. Those are the things they use in charging them. And through their involvement, that is why they get them involved.
Yeah, so what and what? How do they get this ransom paid? Is it through the banks or through they bring raw cash?
I don't know. Those people brought by cash, they will bring it to their bush. Even if they bring it by cash, they have to bring it out for sharing. I think you know that. Mm-hmm. The one that they want to go through the bank, that is where enter all this NFIU.
They gather. Maybe some people, they overheard people's conversation at nightclub. People who are maybe from their house, from their appearance, from the way they move from one place to another, they've been suspecting their movement, and then they've been under surveillance, tracking their communication. And these are areas where they get intelligence from. And of course, once intelligence is gathered, they are usually forwarded to the appropriate security agencies, who is supposed to respond